Hey, what's up everyone? This is going to be another addition to my series of videos regarding strange anomalies and occurrences taking place in the world around us. So let's get started. There have been a series of tweets in the past 17 hours posted by this Twitter page, Strange Sounds, and I'm going to run through them right now. In pictures, extreme lightning storm cancels many flights in Sydney, Australia. These are some of the pictures shown here. I'll never forget an extreme lightning storm I seen several years ago where it was just lightning rolling across the sky. It looked like it was just rolling. And I had never seen a lightning storm like that in my life, and neither had my parents. Not like that, just streaming across the sky like an electrical show. It was a definite, amazing event, and it looked like lightning was rolling across the sky, and it was a major electrical show, that's for sure. A big time light show, nature's light show, but it was very impressive, that's for sure. And of course, this right here was in what I'm about to discuss is in Australia, Sydney, Australia. But what I'm talking about now was in the United States, and it was a few miles from where we live. There was this major lightning storm, and it was just all over the sky. And there's been a few lately as well, the past few months, where the lightning was pretty amazing, and some thunder that sounded like the ground was shaking and rumbling, and it was very impressive, very loud. Many of the people online and on the news called it apocalyptic sounding. How it sounded so like it was the end of the world or something. They thought it was like it was the end. That of course was a joke by them, but it was very impressive. And there was some major rumbling. I've heard lightning. I've seen lightning and heard thunder like that. So anyway, in pictures, impressive lightning storm cancels flights in Sydney, Australia. Continuing with this article here. An impressive storm engulfed Sydney, Australia on December 20th, 2017 afternoon following a scorching day. So if you're going by Fahrenheit, it was 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or 40 degrees Celsius. Within minutes, the temperature dropped from 104 degrees Fahrenheit down to, I believe, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Or if you're going by Celsius, it was from 40 to 10. As the storm swept across the city, the extreme weather event was so strong, a plane company decided to cancel all its flights out of the Sydney airport, thus stranding hundreds of angry people. The storm is expected to clear on Wednesday evening, and showers are forecast for Thursday. That was today. For Wednesday was today. Meanwhile, enjoy these massive lightning strikes striking the Australian city. Just quite impressive, which I showed you a moment ago. And weather anomalies and anomalies such as this are on the rise, for sure. The world around us. This electrical storm must have been crazy, and they asked if anyone has any more pictures. So if you are living in Australia and you captured any pictures or videos, share them in the link below, or you can share them on your channel and give a link in the comment section below in this video. If you live in Australia watching this video, let me know if you went through this storm or any of these storms. The next article says collapse within lava lake at Kilauea volcano in Hawaii and powerful eruptions of Bezimiany Kamchatka, Russia volcano eruption. So those two volcanoes are erupting as well. And I need to get around to doing this video about the different volcanic eruptions taking place in the world around us. There are probably hundreds, and I'll get to that hopefully very soon when I pull that link back up that individual shared with me in the comment section of one of my previous videos. Powerful eruptions taking place this entire week. And there should be some YouTube video links that you can see. There they are. There's some videos that you can see. I shared this one in my previous video that someone actually shared with me yesterday and reported it to me, and I reported on it first before the news did here. But someone shared that with me yesterday, and I thank them for it. That volcano was erupting in Russia and still is. Very dark skies. So on the next article, you will see sky turns pink over Adelaide, Australia, or Adelaide, after spider lightning strikes. Now, I have seen this where the sky actually turns pink after a storm, and usually that's a sign of bad storms or a tornado, but spider lightning occurred. In this video you'll see, this individual said, "I have never seen anything like this. This lightning stretches all across the dark and stormy seaside of Adelaide, Australia, when suddenly the sky color changes to pink. Was Zeus angry last night?" she says. Is that plasma? Look at the baffling video below. I seen an incredible lightning show I wish I could have captured years ago as well. Very, very similar to this. This right here is very similar to what I captured. Well, I seen years ago, before I had before I had a good camera. Well, before I had a camera that I liked and a smartphone to record with. It was that long ago. It was many years ago. I'd say it was that long ago. But yeah, that was an impressive lightning show there. I wish I could have captured the one that I got to see years ago. It looked very similar to this one. And the present solar cycle has reached its minimum, 1.5 years ahead of time. Hashtag Ice Age, Sun, and Space Weather. Check this article out here. There have been numerous articles online saying that we could be possibly headed into a mini ice age, so you can look that up, but scientists are in a debate over that right now. There is a debate in the scientific community of whether or not we could actually be headed into a mini ice age around Earth within the next few years, by 2030. But the solar cycle is nearly periodic. It's supposed to be where the poles shift on the sun every 11 years. That's how that works. Several scientists discussed that, and theoretical physicists like Michio Kaku discussed years ago. He discussed where how the sun's poles shift every 11 years, and it's a reversal. And this time we're in a minimum, and the sun's activity has actually been observed for centuries, which this includes, I'm going to go ahead and read this here. This includes changes in the levels of solar radiation and ejection of the solar material, as well as changes in the number and size of sunspots, flares, and other manifestations. According to new measurements, though, the solar magnetic activity cycle has already reached its minimum, some 1.5 years before the expected time. Scientists believe there will hardly have any magnetic storms. So there's an image there. The report was published on December 18th, 2017 by Astronomy. Space weather in the vicinity of our planet is increasingly losing its connection with the sun's solar flares, which has almost reached the minimum of its present cycle, about 1.5 years ahead of schedule. The main factor of space weather has now become solar wind, the stream of plasma produced due to the continuous expiration of upper layers of the solar atmosphere into the surrounding space, at least until our star wakes from its dream, so to speak. As of December 18th, the sun has been without spots for 100 days in 2017. The last time the sun crossed this threshold was 2009, 260 spotless days, when the solar cycle was just beginning to rebound from a century-class solar minimum. Now we have reached the solar minimum. In 2018, we can expect at least twice as many spotless days, 200 plus, as blank suns once again become the norm. And there's a video right there you can click on or touch, depending on whether you're using a computer or touchscreen device. And it will open up the link on YouTube. Scientists say that the impact of solar wind on the Earth is normally very weak and cannot cause strong geomagnetic storms, and unlike solar flares, solar winds can be predicted much better and faster. Like the intense G1 solar storm that hit the Earth 2 days ago was just another space weather anomaly. Those are different than the solar winds. The solar storms, they can definitely affect, similar to what I mentioned in my previous video, what they did to our telegraph wires back in the 1800s, 1859 I believe it was, and if they were to do that today, it would totally knock out not only all communications, but the electric grid as well. Anything that runs EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, would be totally destroyed. Years ago, back in 2005, my mama and I witnessed an amazing anomaly, amazing occurrence that I don't know how no one else could have witnessed this. The sun looked like it just flames just leapt out and lapped out all over the entire city. We turned around and I tried to grab this camera. It was the film roll cameras that pretty much were commonplace back then. That's all they sold. And I was going to take a picture of it. And we turned around. By the time we got to look, all of that flaming fire, it just looked like flames were just leaping across the city. And then it just went back, and then the sun set immediately. It was like the entire city was on fire. Like it was, if that had actually happened normally, if that's what had happened, it should have destroyed everything. That would have been it. It was like it was the end of the world, period. It was like that was it. It was beautiful, but it was quite scary, and it was almost like the sun's flames had just engulfed the entire city and sky. I don't know how no one else noticed that, or even would have noticed, would have even paid any attention. I don't get it. It should have been on the news. We tried to get home as quickly as possible to check the news to see if it was on the local news. No, it wasn't on the news, but it should have been. I remember it, and she remembers it. We've seen it at the same time. Well, it's plain as day. We'll never forget it. December in 2005 when that happened. Well, I believe it was. I'm not sure. I think that's when it was. But it was phenomenally insane how that should have been totally devastating, and other people should have witnessed it, yet they didn't. So I'll share that in another story, in another video. But I'll share that. I'll save it for the video and just do a video separate by itself about that occurrence. My mama and I both remember that very, very clearly. Also here you'll see the way the polar catastrophic clouds 2017 and 18 winter season begins in surreal clouds in Norway, Sweden. These are the images. of these surreal clouds that almost look like a painting. I captured some very interesting rainbow colored clouds in the sky, or some rainbow colors in the sky. And as it states there, it's kind of out of this world. But I captured some that were some rainbow colors similar to that in the sky. Kind of like that. And I want to share, if I can find the pictures, then I'll share them with you very soon. These iridescent colors, I captured very similar things to it just a couple of weeks ago in the sky. Very similar to that. So that's all for this video. Like I stated, I will do another video showing just the image, well, just the discussion about what happened, what my mama and I witnessed of the sun. That, who knows, maybe that was an ME situation. No one else witnessed it, but we did. And as I was going to grab the camera and take a picture, the old film roll cameras, the Kodak camera, off of the dash, I was going to take a picture. All of that bright light and sunlight, those flames that were just swirling and leaping over the city, over the entire sky, engulfing the sky, literally engulfing everything, went back to the sun, and then it just set immediately. And it was turning dark. It was dark. I'll never forget that. That was a crazy experience. And she and I both remember it very, very vividly. We'll never forget it as long as we're in this current mind, as long as we're in our sound mind, we will never forget that occurrence. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you as well. I want to make a separate video. I will make a separate video about that out of this world experience, this the sun just overlapping the entire area, the entire city. I'll share that in a separate video so you don't have to go through the entire video to find it. But anyway, this has just been an overview of more strange occurrences and anomalies taking place in the world around us. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you for listening to this vlog or video blog. Technically just audio recording, but thank you for listening to it and sharing your experiences with me. It means a lot. Happy holidays to you all. I'll do a Merry Christmas video on Christmas, as always, during the holiday times, and I'll do a Happy New Year video as well. So, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all ahead of time. Thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.